Hey everyone, welcome to Matryoshka Tips channel. It's Anastasia, and let's talk about something that's often uncomfortable but incredibly important: fatherhood, or even just male influence on children, whether they are your kids, your nephews, your students, or kids in your community. We are now on rule number 5 from Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. Do not let your children do anything that makes you dislike them. And before we start, if you're not familiar with Peterson, he is a clinical psychologist and professor who wrote this book as a guide for creating more meaning and stability in your life. It's not about being strict for the sake of it. It's about learning to take real responsibility in a world that desperately needs more grounded men. And this rule in particular has less to do with parenting techniques and more to do with something deeper: how to raise children in a way that's honest, respectful, and builds mutual love rather than silent resentment. Because when you allow bad behavior to go unchecked, not just for their sake, but to avoid conflict or to seem like the cool dad, you're not doing them a favor. You're creating a person you might quietly grow to resent. And that resentment doesn't stay silent forever. It seeps out in tone, in distance, in frustration, and kids feel it whether you say it out loud or not. The truth is, children need boundaries. They crave structure, not because they want to be controlled, but because they need to understand the world, and they need you to guide them through it. And if they don't get the guidance from you, they will get it from the world, and the world isn't always gentle about teaching consequences. If your child learns early on that actions have limits, that respect matters, and that not every impulse should be followed, they are not being punished, they are being prepared. But when you let disrespect slide, when you excuse selfishness, when you pretend not to notice habits that are hurting them or others, you're slowly building a version of the child that will be harder and harder to enjoy being around. And that's not love. Real love doesn't mean saying yes to everything. It means having the strength to say, "I love you too much to let you keep doing this." Discipline isn't rejection, it's care. Clear boundaries are one of the most loving things a father can offer. They teach a child how to be socially competent, emotionally stable, and respectful for others and of themselves. Without that, the child may still be free, but they are also left directionless and emotionally chaotic. That's when small bad habits become patterns, and those patterns turn into personality traits. And by the time you wake up and realize you don't even like the person your child is becoming, it's much harder to go back. And I know, as a woman speaking to men, it's not always easy to say this, but the truth is, you are needed. Your presence, your firmness, your emotional consistency, they matter more than you think. Children, especially boys, need to see a man who doesn't let emotion override principle, who doesn't explode but also doesn't disappear, who says what he means and follows through. That teaches a child not only how to behave, but how to feel safe. Because deep down, children feel safest when the adults in their lives are stable, clear, and firm. And I don't mean controlling, I mean consistent. So this rule is not about becoming a strict authoritarian. It's about not avoiding the hard parts of fatherhood. It's about not letting the fear of tantrum or the fear of being disliked for a moment lead you to raise a child who becomes someone you can't enjoy long term. Because one day that child will become an adult, and the little habits that were cute or normal now may become, the reason people avoid him, disrespect her, or never take them seriously. And that's not something you want for someone you love. So when Peterson says don't let your children do anything that makes you dislike them, he's really saying, don't pretend that love means ignoring your instincts. If something they are doing bothers you, speak up, lead them. Teach them early while the stakes are low, because it's easier to correct a child who throws toys than to fix an adult who throws relationships away. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to show up consistently with your eyes open and your heart engaged. That's what fatherhood is about. That's what real masculine leadership looks like. Not fear, not control, just presence, strength, clarity. The kind of man who raises a child he respects and who respects him back. Because at the end of the day, that mutual respect is the goal. That's where love grows. That's what builds a bond that lasts, and that's what this rule is really about. If you enjoy my videos and want to go deeper, I invite you to join my Patreon. That's where I share more personal advice and exclusive content, especially if you're interested in meeting Eastern European women online or understanding how these connections really work. I'm there to guide you more closely, answer your questions, and help you make meaningful progress. You're welcome. See you in the next one.